In today's report, we focus on Burkina Faso, a country standing firm against global pressure and rewriting the narrative of sovereignty and resistance. Recent events involving Captain Ibrahim Traore have sparked widespread reactions not just in Africa, but across the globe. This is more than politics. It's a struggle for self-determination, dignity, and truth in the face of power. Disclaimer: this video contains verified news reports and commentary presented for informational and educational purposes only. It does not promote hate, violence, or defamation of any individual or group. Viewer discretion is advised. Across Africa and beyond, many are watching closely as tensions rise between the United States and Burkina Faso. A firestorm was ignited when U.S. Spy Army General Michael Langley publicly accused Captain Ibrahim Traore of hoarding Burkina Faso's natural resources, especially its gold, for himself and a select group of allies.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side that inure to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across, even in Sudan.
These claims made on a global platform didn't just question Traore's leadership, they struck a deep nerve in the African psyche. Many saw it as yet another attempt to demonize an African leader, bold enough to challenge Western influence. The backlash from Africans has been swift and intense. Across social media and on the streets, citizens and commentators alike are calling out the hypocrisy.
All right, it looks like it's time for us to go save the people of Burkina Faso. This guy got on U.S. Senate hearing and said that the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, has become a threat to his own people. You already know what that means, what that sounds like. That means it's time for us to go liberate the people of Burkina Faso. And of course, they're going to use a black man. The blackface is always a house nigga. Every time they're going to use, every time they want to use violence on black people, they use a black man from the West to come bring it on Africans. When they want to use sweet talk, it's always a black woman. You see, this guy's used violence for Burkina Faso. When they wanted to do what was it called? What was it in Kenya? The bill they were trying to introduce, where if you owe too much taxes, the IMF could take your land. It was black American congresswomen they used to send them to Kenya. America has realized they have black people in power who they can use now to destroy Africa. But yes, this house nigger, Michael Langley, is now the guy who's going to be the face of America going into Burkina Faso. Look it up. He got on the Senate hearing and said, but Ibrahim Traore is a threat to his own people.
Why is it that when African leaders seek to control their resources, they are labeled corrupt or dangerous? Why are accusations conveniently thrown at leaders who refuse to be puppets of foreign interests? Many believe this is history repeating itself, just like in Libya with Gaddafi. In a strong and passionate televised address, Captain Traore fired back. He dismissed the accusations as lies, fabricated to justify foreign intervention. His words, calm but piercing, were a firm declaration that Burkina Faso will never surrender its sovereignty. He vowed to fight for total freedom for his country, even if it means death. It was not just a rebuttal, it was a rallying cry.
In this video, we take a look at Captain Ibrahim Traore's response to the U.S. General Michael Langley on his accusation against Captain Ibrahim Traore that he is using the gold that he is mining in Burkina Faso for himself and his junta regime. So he responds to this accusation. So let's watch the following videos, then we'll come back here and discuss further about it. But before we watch the videos, if you haven't yet liked this video, kindly like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Let's watch the videos together.
Our country has long been in a very complicated system. Most of you who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight, or we remain slaves forever. I told you once, there are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here. So, we must remember something. Recently, there is a so-called NGO. It's not even an NGO. Because NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget, by a state. This so-called NGO produces reports claiming that the FDS and the VDP commit abuses. It went in here, it came out there. It's to tarnish your morale. It's to scare you, to prevent you from being able to fight. No. Moreover, we are going to file a complaint against this NGO because people need to understand something. What is happening to us here? It's true that they have manipulated part of our populations in the Sahel here, but they didn't have that kind of weaponry. What brought such significant weaponry into their ranks? It's Libya. Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people would intervene and overthrow Gaddafi. And the powder keg ended up being poured into the Sahel. These millions of lives that have been taken in the Sahel, we must file a complaint against this NGO because it is responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us. Look at the world. Let them go defend human rights all over the world first before coming here. We are fortunate to have similar situations. In this world, you voluntarily committed yourselves. There are countries where people are forcibly taken, killed. You leave or you die. Others, even while trying to flee, end up dying. They don't talk about human rights because these people see us as subhumans. They see us as slaves. That's how it is in their minds. They have never changed their mindset, but it's up to us to show them that we are not slaves and we will never accept this state of affairs. So don't be fooled by the stories. They tell to anyone who will listen. You must stay focused on your fight. Stay focused. We know what we are doing. And even now, the VTP commander told me that there is a human rights training session underway for group leaders and their deputies. If we make efforts, we know it's for ourselves. We no longer do things to please someone else. We do it for our homeland. And you are committed to that. Defend your homeland. Do not listen to those individuals. They should not affect your morale. In the history of the world, there have been wars. And during the Second World War, people organized themselves to defend. all over the place. But there is a country that could not defend itself, which had to come and take our ancestors to go defend them. And today that same country wants to give us lessons. The pot calling the kettle black. No. You are the descendants of those same ancestors who went to defend others, who liberated the world from Nazism. Today you are fighting for your lands. These same individuals dare to create terms to tarnish you. We oppose this. We will never agree. Continue to defend your lands. It is your wealth that interests these people. It's our gold, it's our minerals that interest them. Otherwise, why come and drive out entire villages to seize our lands? So we will fight and we will reclaim our lands, our wealth. It belongs to us. It's for us. It will benefit us and our children. I therefore encourage you to remember that this war is to free us from slavery. It's for our independence. And you must keep your spirits high, stay strong. Never give into manipulators, to those individuals who no longer understand the notion of homeland, or to those people who come from outside to try to subdue us through their terms they invented and their organizations they created to enslave us. Fight, move forward, do everything you can. Draw, as I said, from your cultural resources, from what you have been shaped by since the village. Draw from it and wage this war. Stay focused and stay strong.
These words resonated deeply with millions across Africa. In countries rich with resources yet plagued by poverty, people are beginning to ask serious questions. How is it that nations sitting on gold, diamonds, and oil remain some of the poorest in the world? Could it be that external control, masked as aid or partnership, is part of the problem?
Africa doesn't own their own wealth. It's their wealth, but they don't own it. Western companies own the mines in Africa. They extract the minerals. They set the prices. They ensure that the wealth will never benefit the people whose wealth it truly is. I mean, look at Congo today. Congo produces 70% of the world's cobalt. That's the mineral that powers your smartphone, your laptop, your electric car. Without Congolese minerals, there's no Tesla, there's no Apple, there's no Samsung. Yet the people of Congo remain among the poorest people in the world. Why? Because their wealth is not theirs. It's stolen by Western corporations, by Western companies. The system is kept in place through war. The West doesn't want a stable and independent Congo. That's why they fund proxy wars, why they support rebel groups like M23. They use other African governments like Rwanda and Uganda to do their bidding, to keep Congo weak so that the wealth remains available for plunder. Wallahi, this is a grotesque injustice. It's a grotesque injustice that disgraces the whole world. Congo is a bleeding, open, gaping wound on this earth. Understand this, Africa will never be free until Congo is free. No matter how well any individual African country does, the continent as a whole will remain wounded, mortally wounded, so long as Congo is being plundered. Please understand.
Welcome back. So in recent times, there has been news over the internet where a U.S. general by the name General Michael Langley at a U.S. Senate Congress stated that Captain Ibrahim Traore, president of Burkina Faso, is using the gold mines or reserves from Burkina Faso for himself and his junta regime. And he says that the people of Burkina Faso need to be rescued. But I keep asking myself, when did the United States keep thinking about the welfare of the people of Burkina Faso? And is it because of the gold mines that they are thinking of, or it is actually the people of Burkina Faso that they are thinking about? Now, when this hit the internet, there are a lot of people who have reacted to this news that this general is proclaiming or accusing Captain Ibrahim Traore, and then they are standing by Captain Ibrahim Traore. So a lot of response have been given by a lot of African groups and individuals. One that I can particularly attest to is a release by the EFF, that is the Economic Freedom Fighters of South Africa, who says that the United States should leave Burkina Faso alone. They should take their hands off Burkina Faso. And this is very great. There are a lot of Africans who have also spoken on this, that this does not concern the United States, so they should focus on things in the United States and leave Burkina Faso and Captain Ibrahim Traore to do things for their citizens in Burkina Faso. So finally, Captain Ibrahim Traore himself has come to address this, and this is exactly what we heard in the video. He says that it is this same approach that was used to Muammar Gaddafi. Now, when he was trying to transform Libya, these same accusations were used against him, and they went Muammar Gaddafi, and now Libya is struggling. It is the same thing that they want to do to Captain Ibrahim Traore. In the country of Burkina Faso, they have done exactly the same to one leader by the name Thomas Sankara, who also stood up in the same thing. And I believe that Captain Ibrahim Traore is really prepared for this, because he has said this in his press release a lot of times. He has mentioned the fact that the West always accuses leaders who stand up against them and then eliminate them. So he's aware of this. And I believe that he is putting his security intact so that they will not be able to get him. There has been nearly about 20 attempts on the life of Captain Ibrahim Traore, and none of them has been successful. So I believe that he will be able to sail through, even as he helped the country of Burkina Faso go through this difficult times. I don't know why the West does not want to concentrate on their own affairs, but always want to systematically poke their nose in the affairs of Africa, destabilize Africa, so that they can siphon resources from Africa. Resources that are meant for the people of Africa are just taken away from the land and then sent to the West for their development. This is quite uncalled for, and the people of the African soil need to rally behind Captain Ibrahim Traore in order for his vision to become a reality. And this should be able to trigger leaders on the continent of Africa to do a similar thing in their countries for the entire continent of Africa to grow. Let me know what you also think about all these in the comment section below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family on other social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here, click on the subscribe button, click also on the notification bell, and I'd like to hear from you again in my next video.